Ang math ay easy lang. Basta't alam mo kung paano sumunod sa mga rules and regulations nito. Ako po si Ma'am Carol, isang guro ng mathematics.
The last topic for the matrix series is solving system of linear equations using Gaussian elimination, discrete mathematics for BSIT and BSCS. Johann Carl Friedrich Gauss, so his last name is pronounced Gauss, is a German mathematician and physicist who made significant contributions to many fields in mathematics and science. So, siya yung, isang mathematician. Sa kanya nang galing yung method o procedure na pag-aaralan natin dito sa video na to. Si Johann Carl Friedrich Gauss. Now, ano yung sinasabing system of linear equation? So, a system of linear equation is shown in this example below. So, we say system because we have three linear equations involving three variables, x, y, and z. And all variables are of first degree, meaning wala kang makikitang exponent doon sa kahit na anong variable na x, y, and z. So lahat yan on its first degree. So kaya siya tinawag na system of linear equation. So solving the system means finding the values of x, y, and z to satisfy all three equations. Gaussian elimination removes temporarily the bothersome variables by placing the coefficients and constants in a matrix. So, ang gagawin natin, magsosolve tayo or hahanapin natin yung tamang values for x, y, and z na makakasatisfy dun sa tatlong equation na to. Na kapag nakuha natin yung value ng x, y, and z, ipinalit natin dito, laging equal ang lalabas dito sa tatlong equation na to. So, ang Gaussian elimination is a process or a procedure that removes temporarily the variables. Aalisin natin yung mga x, yung mga y, at saka yung z. Tapos, ang gagawin natin, we are going to place the coefficients and constants. Ito yung coefficients, yung nasa unahan ng mga variables natin. Yung sinasabing constants, ito yung nasa right side ng equal sign. So, ilalagay natin siya saan? Sa matrix. So, this is how it's gonna look like. So, 3x plus y minus z, coefficient 3, coefficient 1, coefficient negative 1, and the constant 1 is placed in the first row of the matrix. So, ayan yan. So, 3, 1, negative 1, at 1. So, this one corresponds to the first equation. Now, ito naman, the coefficient is 1. This one is negative 1, 1, and negative 3. So, it's placed on the second row. So, this row corresponds to the second equation. And finally, the coefficient of this is 2. For this, it's 1. For this, it's 1. And then the constant is 0. And we're going to place this on the third row of the matrix. So the entirety of this entire thing is called an augmented matrix because we have a square matrix on the left side divided by this vertical line, and we have the constants on the right side. Now, the aim of Gaussian elimination is to make all elements in the diagonal equal to 1. So, lahat ng mga nandito sa diagonal, ito yung define na natin siya. So, ito yon yung nakakulay violet. So, gagawin natin siya lahat na 1. And all other elements, ito, lahat yung nasa red na yan, we're going to make it 0. Does it sounds familiar? Inaral na natin yan dun sa Boolean algebra. So our aim for the solution of this system is to look like this. So meron tayong 1, mga 0 na yan, tapos we have A, and then 0, 1, 0, B, and then 0, 0, 1, C. So take note, the diagonal are all 1, all other elements are 0, and we have the constants here, which is no longer the same as this because this is going to be computed. So as we change the values dun sa left side ng matrix, mauti-uti magkakaroon din ng pagbabago doon sa right side ng matrix. So what we want is the matrix that looks like the one above. Of course, we will have the constants for A, B, and C as a result of the computation. As we put back the variables with X in the first row, Y in the second row, and Z in the third row, we get X equals A, Y equals B, and Z equals C. And we are going to get this. So now let us solve. So our original equation is this: transferring all coefficients and constants in a matrix, we get this. Okay, so what I did is to make the second row red. What's the reason for this? Kaya ko siya ginawang red kasi siya yung i-manipulate muna natin na unang-una. So, bakit ko siya inuna instead of the first row? Hindi ba ang purpose natin ay gawin ito na 1? So, meron tayong 1, 0, 0 dapat dito. So, I'll show it back to you, okay? Yan. So, di ba dapat ganito yung maging itsura niya? So, merong 1 dun sa unang-unang row, okay? So, ang gusto kong mangyari, instead na mag-compute pa ako nitong row na to, I am going to transfer this entire row to the first column. Ililipat ko siya. So, just remember, when it comes to Gaussian elimination, you are allowed to transfer one row from one location to another as long as the entire row is the one that's being transferred. So, para hindi na ako mag-compute pa, ang gagawin ko na lang, ililipat ko na lang siya sa taas para automatic, meron na agad akong 1. So, this is what happened when I transferred it. So, itong red na to, napunta na sa taas. Okay? Kita nyo ha, wala naman na bago. And then, yung nasa unang row dati, siya na yung mapupunta sa second row. So, yan yung unang-unang procedure ko. And, nakuha ko yung aim ko na yung unang 1, dun sa row 1, column 1, ay maging constant na 1. So, to continue on, ang susunod ko naman na aim is to change this into 0. Kasi nga, ayan, balikan ulit natin. So, meron na tayong 1. Ang susunod natin ay itong ilalim ng 1 na to, kailangan gawin natin siyang 0. So, what should I do? So, ito na yon. So, itong row na to ang i-manipulate ko, okay? So, paano ko nalaman to? Anong gagawin ko? So, dahil alam ko na ito ay 3, ang gagawin ko dun sa row 1 ay mumultiplyan ko siya ng negative 3 kasi alam natin na pag yung negative 3, inad natin sa positive 3, magiging 0 siya. Ngayon, ito yung technique doon, guys. Yung row na papalitan mo, ito yung lagi nandito sa pangalawa ng plus sign, okay? Papalitan ko yung second row, kaya nandito yung second row. Manggagaling sa row 1, kaya siya yung nauna. Saan ang galing yung negative 3? Yung additive inverse nitong unang-unang element ng row 2. Kasi, pag minultiply ko siya dito at inad ko doon, magiging 0 siya. Okay? So, negative 3 times 1 is equal to negative 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. Ito yun. Ito yung pinaka-computation, guys. Nilagay ko na dito. So, inisa-isa ko na siya, sinubstitute ko na siya, at ito yung mga lumabas na sagot. So, negative 3 times 1, so saan yun? Ito yun, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, ayan yun. Next, ito naman, hanapin natin yung magiging value. So, kapag kasi ikaw naggawa ng ganitong Gaussian elimination, lahat yan mapapalitan. So, next, i-transform mo or i-substitute mo naman yung values na to. So, negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Tingnan natin naman dito sa matrix kung yun nga yun talaga. So, negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3 plus 1 equals 4. Kaya napunta siya dito. Okay? Next, negative 3 times positive 1, that's negative 3, plus negative 1. So, negative 3 plus negative 1 is negative 4. That's why we have negative 4 here. And then finally, dun sa last natin, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Positive 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. So, ito yung pinaka operation para makita nyo na mabuti pagka magre-review kayo. At yung mga sagot, narito sa kulay red din. So, habang pinapalitan natin or habang kinocompute natin itong patayo na to, nagpapalit tayo ng value sa row 2. So, what's next? So, dun sa pinakita ko ulit kanina, kayo sana natatandaan nyo na dapat maging 0 din ulit to. So, 2 naman siya. Di ba kanina 3? Kaya naglagay ako ng negative 3 kanina. See? 3 siya, kaya negative 3 yun. Next, ito ang papalitan ko. Again ha, yung technique. Yung third row ang papalitan, kaya siya yung nasa huli. Okay? So, negative 2 ang coefficient kasi 2 yung first element ng third row. So, let's compute. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 plus positive 2 is 0. Again, ito ulit yung computation for you to review. Okay? So, negative 2 times negative 1, that's positive 2. Plus 1 dito. Okay? Kaya siya naging positive 3. Next, negative 2 times positive 1 is negative 2. And negative 2 plus 1 is equal to negative 1. Okay? And then, yung pinaka-last natin. So, negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Positive 6 plus 0 is equal to 6. So, lahat naman yan nandito sa operation natin. So, makikita nyo. So, lahat to 0, 3, negative 1, 6, para hindi kayo malito, ay narito naman. Okay? So, ito. Ito yung operation, ito yung computation, ito yung final answer. So, yung susunod naman natin, di ba nakuha na natin yung aim natin na maging 0 siya. So, that's why ginawa ko na ulit siya na black. Yung susunod na aim natin, di ba sabi natin diagonal. So, laging priority natin yung diagonal. So, yung row 2 natin, yung diagonal niya dito, 4. So, yan yung i-manipulate natin ngayon. Gusto natin siyang maging 1. So, wala na tayong pagpapalitan dyan eh. Hindi natin to pwedeng ipalit. Pag pinalit natin yan, magiging 1 yun. So, nakapwesto na siya doon. Okay na yan. So, ito naman. So, anong gagawin natin? All we need to do is to multiply 1/4 to all of this or simply dividing it by 4. Okay? So, ito yung mangyayari. So, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. And 10 divided by 4, actually yan ay magiging 10 over 4. But if you are going to reduce it to lowest term, 10 over 4, parehong divisible by 2 ang numerator at saka yung denominator na 4. So, 10 divided by 2 is 5, and then 2 divided by 2 is 2. So, ang lowest term ng 10 over 4 is 5 over 2. So, this is what happened. So, nakuha na natin yung aim natin na maging 0 ito. So our next aim is to make this 0 naman, di ba? Sabi natin, kailangan ito 0 at saka ito 0, pag ganon. Okay? So what happens is ito. So sabi natin, gagawin natin 0 yung taas. That's why yung nasa row 1 siya, di ba? That's why itong row 1, siya yung nasa huli. So ang gagawin natin, i-add lang natin siya. Okay? At kung ano man yung maging sagot, yun yung ilalagay sa row 1. Tingnan mo, kapag ka ganun, kahit ulitin natin, 0 plus 1, di ba 1 pa rin siya? So, walang nabago sa kanya. Di ba? 0 plus 1, 1. So, yun pa rin. And then, 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Okay, tandaan mo, ito yung binabago natin, di ba? So, 0 plus 1, hindi nabago kasi 1 pa rin. So, stays 1. And then, 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Ito yan. Diba? And then, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 0 na yan. O bonus na yan, diba? Nagkaroon na agad tayo ng dalawang 0 dyan. And then, 5 halves plus negative 3. So, ito yan, pinakita ko dito para mas ma-review kayo sa fractions. So, we have 5 halves minus 3. Yung 3 whole number, ito fraction. Ang gagawin natin, we are going to convert the whole number into a fraction. 3 is actually equal to 6 over 2. Diba, pag dinivide mo, 6 divided by 2, isn't that equal to 3? Kaya pareho lang siya. And take note, nung naging fraction siya, pareho na sila ng denominator, diba? LCD, least common denominator. At pag nangyari yon, you can navigate with the numerator. So, 5 minus 6 is actually negative 1. Kaya, naging negative 1 half. And that's the reason why andito siya. So, 1, 0, 0, negative 1 half. 1, 0, 0, negative 1 half. So, our next aim naman, ito na siya, di ba? Nagawa na nating 0. That's why I turned it black kasi tapos na tayo dun sa process na yon. Ito pa rin. So, galing siya dun sa kabilang matrix. Okay, the other slide. So, nagawa na natin siyang 0. So, our next aim is to make this 0. Yun yung purpose natin. There. Kaya siya yung red. Kasi ito yung lahat ng nandito mapapalitan siya. So, again, di ba yung technique natin? Kung ano yung row na papalitan mo, siya yung nandito sa huli. And then, kung ano yung number na to or element na to, kailangan siya yung yung additive inverse niya, yun yung ilalagay mo doon as coefficient. So, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 plus 3 equals 0. Sana nakukuha nyo na yung mga pattern kasi ganun lang naman siya. And then, negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. Positive 3 plus negative 1 is positive 2. Anyway, the computation of that is again shown in here. So, wag kayong matatakot na tumingin-tingin sa paligid. Ito lang siya. And then, finally, dun sa last element natin. So, negative 3 times 5 halves. Yan. Kaya ako siya nilagay dito kasi masyado nang magiging komplikado para sa inyo, di ba? Para masundan nyo. Negative 3, pag i-multiply mo siya sa fraction, yung negative 3 at saka yung numerator lang ang magmumultiply, hindi sinasama yung denominator. Review your operations on fractions, okay? So, yung negative 3, imumultiply lang dun sa 5, hindi sa 2. That's why we have negative 15 over 2. Okay? Yung negative 3, sa 5 lang minumultiply. So, that's negative 15 over 2. That is the process of multiplying a whole number with a fraction. The whole number to the numerator lang. Hindi kasali si denominator. Pero, pag susulat ng sagot, syempre kasama si denominator. Di siya pwedeng mawala. And then, so, yun yung sagot natin, di ba? Negative 15 over 2. Tapos, i-add mo siya dun sa 6. Okay, ayan yung 6. Syempre, pag mag-a-add na naman tayo ng mga fractions as we have done on the previous slide, kailangan yung 6 gawin din natin siyang fraction with the same denominator as yung una. So, since 2 yung denominator niya, ano ba yung 6? Di ba 12 over 2? Kasi 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6 lang din naman. So, ayun siya. So, ngayon, i-navigate natin yung, tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari dun sa numerator. Negative 15 at saka positive 12, that's negative 3. So, kaya ito nagkaroon tayo ng negative 3 halves. So, ito yung magiging sagot. 0, 0, 2, negative 3 halves already transferred here. So, what's next? So, galing dun sa nakalipas natin, ulit. So, 0 na, di ba? Konti na lang. So, gagawin naman natin siyang 1 kasi diagonal siya, di ba? So, paano gagawin lang natin dito para maging 1 siya? Di ba, di-divide natin ng 2. So, kaya siya inanuhan natin ng times 1 half. Times 1 half or divided by 2 is the same thing. So, ang mangyayari, ang 1 half ng 2 ay 1. And then, yung 1 half ng negative 3 halves, bali, ang nangyayari kasi, pag yung fraction, i-multiply mo sa fraction, yung numerator na 1 at saka yung negative 3 na numerator, magmumultiply ka. So, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Tapos, yung denominator na 2 times 2 equals 4. So, tatandaan nyo, sa multiplication lang nangyayari yun, ha? Multiplication of fraction to another fraction. Remember, sabi ko kanina, when you multiply a whole number with a fraction, yung whole number, imumultiply mo lang sa sa numerator. But, when you are multiplying a fraction with another fraction, you multiply the numerator with the numerator and the denominator with the denominator. That's the reason why meron tayong negative 3/4. Yan. So, we're almost finished. Bakit hindi pa? Kasi may negative 1 pa tayo dun. Gagawin pa natin siyang 0. So, to make it 0, ang sabi dito, di ba, pag ganon, papalitan natin siya. So, siya yung nasa row 2. Kaya ito yan, di ba? Yan. So, yun daw row 3, i-add natin sa row 2. Simple lang. Kasi, 1 plus negative 1, di ba 0 yun? Okay, so add natin na, 0 plus 0, di ba 0? 0 plus 1, 1 pa rin. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. And then negative 3/4 plus 5 halves. Yung computation niya, nilagay ko dito para ma-review nyo. So, negative 3/4 plus 5 halves, di ba magkaiba sila ng denominator? O pasok na naman yung LCD dyan. So, anong LCD? Hindi pwedeng 2. Okay? Yung mas malaki sa kanila. So, that's 4. So, negative 3/4, wala kang babaguhin dyan. Tapos ito, dahil binago mo yung denominator na 2, ginawa mong 4. Actually, nag-multiply ka ng 2 over 2 dyan, di ba? So, 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 2 equals 4. Kaya naging 10/4. So, pareho na lang silang 4 yung denominator. And then, you can add now signed number. So, 10 at saka negative 3, that's actually positive 7. So, we got 7/4. Okay. So after adding yung row 3 dun sa row 2, and we got this, you will notice na yung ating diagonal are all 1, lahat ng other elements are all 0, and we have achieved our aim na maging ganito yung itsura, and also yung augmented side natin, ito na. So, ano yung magiging conclusion natin, or what is the solution set for this system of linear equation? So, ito yung system of linear equation. This is our final matrix with Boolean na to, di ba? 1 and zeros na siya. And also the computed constants A, B, and C after a lot of process. So, the solution set would be, the first one here represents X, the second one represents Y, and the last one represents Z, kasi yun yung position niya, okay? So, tingnan nyo yung pattern na kung saan siya nakalagay. So, that's X, Y, and Z. And then, yung nakuha natin, so X is equal to negative 1/2, kaya yan yun. Ordered elements yan na, hindi pwede bali-baliktad. Kaya siya naka-parentheses. Ordered. Ibig sabihin, X corresponds to negative 1/2, Y corresponds to 7/4, and Z corresponds to negative 3/4. So, yan yun. So, that ends the Gaussian elimination or solving the system of linear equation using Gaussian elimination. So, bilang mga nakatapos na ng algebra, so all you need to do to check this, di ba? Meron tayong ginagawang checking. You substitute negative 1/2 to all x's, 7/4 to all y's, and then negative 3/4 to all x, and you will get an equality for all cases. So, yan yung kagandahan sa Gaussian elimination. So, medyo mahirap, pero pag nasanay ka na, it's okay naman. At kaya na yan na gawing program sa computer kasi para nga sa pang-IT at saka sa comsci. So, pag nakita mo na yung pattern o yung process, you can make a program for it. So, sige, gawa na ng program para sa calculator ng systems of linear equation. So, thank you very much for watching and God bless.
Huwag niyo pong kalimutan na mag-like, subscribe, and share ng video ito. At kung meron pa po kayong mga gustong itanong o mga topics na dapat na i-discuss ko, please comment down below.